The vast majority of cases outside China have a travel history to Wuhan or contact with someone with a travel history to Wuhan. We don't know what sort of damage this virus could do if it were to spread in a country with a weaker health system. We must act now to help countries prepare for that possibility. For all of these reasons, I'm declaring a public health emergency of international concern over the global outbreak of novel coronavirus. The main reason for this declaration is not because of what is happening in China, but because of what is happening in other countries. Our greatest concern is the potential for the virus to spread to countries with weaker health systems and which are ill prepared to deal with it.
Shalom. Giving all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Racha HaKodash. Double honors unto the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and peace and blessings to the hopeful elect members of the nation of Israel. Those of you who are of Negroid and Native Indian descent, of North, Central, and South America, the Caribbean islands, Alaska, and Canada, also spread throughout the four corners of the earth, due to the scattering done to our nation by the Heavenly Father himself. Unto the elect of you, I say Shalom. As you can see from the short clip I just played, this pestilence that the Heavenly Father has in the earth right now is of international concern. All right. These government organizations are declaring it an international concern. Okay. Now this article I have pulled up here was published just today, February 5th, 2020, the year of prophecy. And it's from fortune.com or fortune.org. Okay. And the title reads, Patient or Prisoner? Governments deploy surveillance tech to track coronavirus victims. Okay. Now, being that the Edomites are the leaders of this world, okay, they are in league with other governments around the planet. They are looking for the right situation, okay, the right group of events, okay, the right circumstance to implement that mark, okay, which is prophesied in the Bible as the mark of the beast, the radio frequency identification, near field communication microchip. Okay. Now, they're taking precautionary steps, I believe, because the men of the Lord are out there boldly in public declaring what the mark of the beast is. Okay, and they are proclaiming that the mark of the beast is a radio frequency identification chip. All right. Now, the precautionary steps they are taking are items such as wristbands and different kind of electronic tags as listed within this article. Okay. But pretty soon it's going to be pretty soon the Edomites aren't going to have any choice, because the Heavenly Father is going to put the Spirit on them to implement the microchip. But without any more delay, I just want to touch on this article a little bit. Once again, the title reads, Patient or Prisoner? Governments deploy surveillance tech to track coronavirus victims. It says the Hong Kong government has issued 30 families recently returned from Hubei province, the epicenter of the ongoing coronavirus epidemic, with location trackers, walking a fine line between quarantine and house arrest, as the suspected patients are confined to their homes for 14 days. It says these are people who have to be quarantined at home. They are not criminals, so we agree we have to respect their privacy. The Hong Kong government chief information officer Victor Lam said during a press conference on Monday, where he modeled the wristbands that the quarantined people will have to wear at all times. The chunky wristbands connect wirelessly to a batteryless smartphone provided by the government that has to be plugged in at all times. If the wristband moves more than 30 meters from the phone, or if either device breaks, the Department of Health will be notified. Because the tracking devices don't have GPS and can't monitor a wearer's exact location, should they leave the house, Lam said, the wristbands are mindful of privacy. People who violate quarantine, however, are considered criminals and are liable for a prison sentence of up to 6 months and a fine of $640. It says here, trailed by tech. Hong Kong has 500 trackers ready to slap on the wrists of the quarantine, and according to Lam, it can acquire another 1,000 in 2 weeks, if necessary. The use of electronic trackers in the case of quarantine seems novel, but has happened before. Now, as I said before, this is a precautionary step. They're trying methods out in order to tag the population. And this coronavirus can indeed be used to implement the mark of the beast, okay? For the sake of public health. All right? Now, they're trying out wristbands right now. Okay, but it's already giving you within this article the cons, so to speak, of using the wristband. It can only be within 30 meters of the battery-less smartphone, and they could break. Okay, the smartphone and the wristband could break. So this technology that's being used right now to track those who are infected with the coronavirus can be deemed as faulty, and they will have to implement a more secure technology to track those who are to be quarantined. All right, which can be the RFID microchip. See here. Let's read right here. In mainland China, the center of the epidemic, the state's various surveillance systems, including big data analysis, are being put to work to track thousands of suspected carriers of the virus. Officials in Chongqing claim to have used unspecified data to track over 5,000 individuals traveling from Hubei during Chinese New Year. Half of them were quarantined. That's pretty much it that I wanted to touch on this article, because it's important to understand why they want to start tracking those who are infected with this virus, man. Because like I said before, they are looking for the right circumstance, the right train of events to take place so they can implement the true form of tracking, all right, which is the mark of the beast, the radio frequency identification chip. So yeah, just reporting on what's going on around the world, dealing with this pestilence that the Heavenly Father has sweeping this earth right now. Just being watchful, because more events are going to unravel as the days go by. Shalom.